This is Good Day Atlanta at 8 a.m.
A manhunt is underway in Clayton County for a teen police consider to be armed and dangerous. We are live with the details.
Also ahead, large crowds, donuts, and fireworks take over a busy intersection in DeKalb County. How police broke up the chaotic scene.
Good morning, everyone. Good Monday morning. Happy MLK Day to you. Welcome to Good Day Atlanta at 8. I'm Buck Lanford.
And I'm Alex Whitler. We hope you guys will stick around because Joanne has a lot to talk about this hour. Talking about the snow we just experienced and the snow that could still be to come.
And the cold in between, right?
Yeah. Lucky us. Joanne, take it away.
Yeah, there is a lot that will happen over the next 7 days. Let's start with what you need to know before you walk out the door. It is cold, and it's cold enough that if there's any lingering moisture, especially in spots that picked up snow yesterday, black ice could be a bit of a concern. Nothing that's a huge concern on a widespread scale, but just something to be mindful of, especially considering some of our coldest temperatures right now are in the teens, but even in some places where the temperature isn't in the teens, it feels like it just because of a fairly light northwest wind. It's not even a very strong wind, and yet it makes it feel like it's 19 currently in Atlanta. That means the warm up is slow but steady. We've got a clear sky today. We'll still be in the 30s for most of the morning, but the afternoon will rise into the 40s and keep us about 10 degrees colder than average. But savor the fact that it's sunny and dry, because once it becomes more unsettled later this week, there's going to be a lot of attention on a potential weekend winter storm. I'll show you what we know as of now and how that can change in the days ahead coming up for you in a few minutes. Buck and Alex.
All right, Joanne, thank you. Checking Skyfox traffic now. We're tracking two major trouble spots for your holiday Monday drive. First in Cherokee County, 75 northbound. That's completely blocked at Alabama Road due to a serious semi crash. Emergency crews are on the scene. The backup is already stretching to Wade Green Road. Skip the interstate, use Highway 41 instead as an alternate. Meanwhile, in Fairburn, the closure on State Route 14 is going to last well into the commute. GDOT has extended the clearance time to 9 o'clock a.m. following that overnight funeral home fire. Both directions remain closed at Clay Street. Use 85 or Jonesboro Road to East Campbellton to bypass that area.
It's 8:02 now, and this morning in Clayton County, the search is on for a 16-year-old named Laquan Stevens.
He's wanted on felony charges, including aggravated assault. Good Day's Mark Tigner is live at the Clayton County Sheriff's Office. He joins us now with more. Mark, good morning.
Yeah, good morning. And because of the nature of these crimes and the person that they are looking for, the public is really asked to not approach Stevens if they know where he's at. Instead, you should call 911 immediately. The Clayton County Sheriff's Office hopes you can help them find Laquan Stevens. A Be on the Lookout alert has been issued for the 16-year-old, who officials say committed multiple crimes, including aggravated assault and criminal damage to property.
Somewhere along the line, if a kid act like that, somebody failed them.
The Sheriff's Office put out the bolo Sunday morning, calling Stevens armed and dangerous, urging people who see him or know where he is to not approach the teenager and instead call 911. The Clayton SO Fugitive Task Force has been assigned to the search. That's a specialized unit activated for priority suspects who pose a high threat to public safety. For now, Stevens' whereabouts aren't known, so the Sheriff's Office is concentrating its efforts on the entire metro area.
It's really sad. I don't think kids should be locked up. I think that, kids do violent things because that's their response to some things that may have been done to them.
We're hoping to find out a little bit more about these crimes that Stevens is alleged to have committed, location, when they happened, things like that. Reached out to the Sheriff's Office yesterday, and when they get back to us with that information, we'll bring it to you immediately. Reporting live from Clayton County, I'm Mark Tigner for Good Day Atlanta.
All right, Mark, thank you. Now turning to a chaotic scene in DeKalb County. Overnight, a crowd of spectators blocked traffic while watching drivers do donuts in the road at the intersection of Wesley Chapel and Covington Highway. At one point in this video from a GDOT camera, we saw someone set off fireworks. You might have seen them. Maybe they'll air again. And there was something in the roadway that was set on fire. So later on, police showed up and everyone takes off, allowing traffic to resume again. There's no word yet on whether anyone was arrested.
Also in DeKalb County, fire crews are investigating after a fire ripped through an apartment complex. This happened last night. It happened just before 11 o'clock at a complex just off North Druid Hills Road. Firefighters found heavy flames and smoke. 3 units were damaged and 3 people were displaced. Now, fortunately, no one was injured.
One, we got a call, multiple callers called it in. We got 2 dispatches over here because it was reported at another location and this location. So we had units responding that wound up over here. They got here, had heavy fire and smoke, center core of one of the apartments. It spread to the 2 adjacent apartments. So a total of 3 units were affected.
And the Red Cross is now assisting those families.
Let's take a live look from Fairburn now, where crews are still on the scene after a fire at Cook Brothers Funeral Home. Please listen to this. It went up into flames yesterday afternoon. At least 1 person was treated for smoke inhalation at the hospital, and the owner of another situation here are all being credited for rushing into the burning building to remove all the bodies inside.
If I was not able to get those loved ones out of that facility, I would be in there with them, amongst them. There is no way in the world that I would have allowed that building to burn down with anyone's loved one in that building without me attempting my very best to get them out.
Tell he's so dedicated to this. Crews from Fairburn and South Fulton both battled the fire. No word yet on what caused it.
New this morning, a former Douglas County judge is taking legal action over her 2024 arrest at a Buckhead nightclub.
Yeah, you might remember this. Christina Peterson was taken into custody in June of that year outside of Red Martini Restaurant and Lounge following a heated confrontation with an Atlanta police officer. Now, at the time, she was charged with simple battery and felony obstruction for allegedly punching an officer. Those charges were later dropped.
Well, Peterson's lawsuit filed last Tuesday is against the city of Atlanta and a police officer who was there. Her complaint alleges that she was violently slammed to the ground and compressive force was applied to her neck and her back.
A former DeKalb County school superintendent, Devon Horton, could appear in court today following his arrest after a domestic situation. It happened Saturday at his home. Police say an argument with his wife turned physical, and children were there at the time. Horton was booked into the DeKalb County Jail on aggravated assault, strangulation, and third-degree cruelty to children. Horton's attorneys, though, describe his client as a loving and devoted father to his children. His statement goes on to say this is really a personal matter between husband and wife, and Dr. Horton's wife is fully supportive of him and does not want charges pursued.
Ahead today, Justice for Cornelius Taylor advocates will use MLK Day as an opportunity to continue fighting for housing justice and human dignity. Today's public demonstration will kick off at 1 o'clock at the corner of Auburn Avenue and Jackson Street near the King Center. It's all in the name of Cornelius Taylor, who was killed during a year ago during a sweep of a homeless encampment on Old Wheat Street in the Sweet Auburn community. Over the weekend, friends, family members, and community activists gave out free food, warm clothing, and supplies to those in need. And tomorrow, the Atlanta City Council is expected to introduce legislation to rename Old Wheat Street in Taylor's honor.
Well, later this morning at 10, you can catch the annual Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Beloved Community Commemorative Service, the culmination of a series of community outreach events honoring the civil rights leader. That event takes place at Atlanta's historic Ebenezer Baptist Church, and this year's keynote speaker is Reverend A.R. Bernard, Sr., founder and chairperson of the Christian Cultural Center Global. We will stream that service for you both on air and online.
Coming up on 9 minutes after 8 o'clock and coming up on Good Day